I actually had the most perfect ending to the month of July last night. I really did. And it actually involved something that I thought I would never do ever in my entire life. Before we get into that, though, good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see, what's my low? Well, my low is the fact that my family that was visiting from Ohio is headed back right now, as of this time of recording. I got to see them last night. I mean, I already put the check mark for that item on my 2026 bucket list, so I did get to see them. And so that was good. That was great. I got to be with them, and it was a wonderful evening. And the things we did last night, in fact, my high was just that entire evening. I'll get into that in a second. My act of kindness was, what did I do? I know I held the door for some people. Yeah, so, alright, that's what I did. Gosh, where do I start? So, my family was visiting from Ohio this week, and last night was their final night that they were here. And, they've been doing a whole lot of stuff around Kickoff Lake as they run a cottage for the week, up there. But they hadn't seen what our new place looks like yet. And for that matter, neither have I. Now, for those of you who remember, on the 4th of July, I've done one video so far up at Kickoff Lake, and it was on the 4th of July. And I did see our new place, but I didn't look inside it. I see what the outside looks like. I never went inside. So last night was my first time, technically, inside the new place, as well as inside the new garage that my parents built. So my first reaction was essentially the reaction that my family from Ohio had, which it really is coming along great. I suspect that by the end of August, it's going to be ready to go. I mean, granted, I do wish that it ended sooner, but you know what, a project like this is always a massive undertaking for anyone. Things are never guaranteed. There's so many factors that are involved with getting things ready. Like, you gotta worry about weather, when people can actually come up to the lake to build. Worrying about, budget and stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. And not to mention, there were times where my parents would say, if we could do it, there were some things my parents would do differently if they could. That's just the nature of literally ask anyone who's ever had to build a house from the ground up or build a house from scratch. They will tell you exactly what I'm saying right now. It's hard to do and a massive undertaking. It's really caused my parents, especially my mom, a lot of stress. And among other things, she's worried about, my brother. She's worried about me. She's worried about my nephews. She's worried about my dad's health. She's worried about her health. God love that woman, seriously. Shout out to my mom for keeping it together as best as she can. Trust me, there's some times where it's looked kind of iffy. But yeah, things are going great. I got to see what my room looks like, or where my room is. It's actually pretty sweet. It's facing the water actually, which is great. I'm excited for that. The open concept that my parents made downstairs looks wonderful. The front porch looks great. The front porch facing. Oh, okay. It's kind of weird how it works. I don't know how everyone does it at any of the Finger Lakes, but when we're up at Keuka Lake, when we say our front porch, we mean the front porch that's facing the water. And the back porch is obviously what's facing the road. When it's the back porch, the back side that you drive up to and enter inside of to go inside. It's kind of weird how they do it like that. Honestly, it's still 36 years and I still think it's kind of weird. But, it is what it is. We got to check out the inside of the cottage and the garage because my parents made it so that you could sleep in the garage. Like, put the car inside, walk upstairs, and there's going to be stuff for people to do eventually when it's completely, built and stuff. The one thing though involving the garage that my mom was annoyed that they couldn't have was, for whatever reason, the town of Hammondsport wouldn't let them have like a kitchen inside the upstairs garage. I don't know I don't know the building codes and stuff like that. It's weird. I mean, basically my parents built the garage for the sake of, like, if multiple people come up for a get-together or a party and they want to stay the night. Like, that's what the garage is for. I mean, yeah, they can stay inside the cottage as well, but the garage adds another option for anyone who, wants to stay up and such. But everything looks wonderful. I mean, honestly, I know some of you are, well, Nick, you love Keuka Lake. I would think you'd want to be up there more often. Why? I mean, there's nothing to do. The only thing you could do at the lake as of right now, if I were to go to my cottage right now, actually, you know what? You saw me do it on the 4th of July. It's go for a swim. That's literally all you can do. I'm serious. It's like, yeah, there's electricity inside the cottage as of right now, but there's no air conditioning, no running water. Obviously, there's no beds to sleep in, unless you want to bring yourself like a cushion and a sleeping bag, I guess. There's nothing to do. Honestly, I'm glad I waited till the process was where it is before going up to seeing it for the first time. Because there's still a little ways to go, but I can already tell you guys that when it's done being built, it's gonna look incredible. That's for sure. Sorry, truck just drove by. And what's funny, if I ever do videos up at Keuka Lake, it's still going to be just me jumping in the water and you guys facing the lake. I don't know. Here's the thing, I could show you guys what's inside eventually when it's built, but, and to my mom's credit, she is right about this. She doesn't want anyone to know where they are. I mean, yeah, if you see any of my Keuka Lake videos, yeah, you can kind of piece together where on the lake we are. But you would need you would need to know every single inch of that lake like I would to know that, if that makes sense. So when I make my Keuka Lake videos, it's okay. Showing you guys the inside is, that's something that I would rather just do in person. I mean, maybe I'll make a video about that at some point, but for now, I have no plans to do that. I mean, first things first, it's got to be done being built, and we actually have to, put everything inside. So we spent about a good 45 minutes to an hour at the cottage, and we tried going to the Swits for dinner because it was right there, and it would have been a 45-minute wait. So we're trying to think of what we're going to do for dinner. Because remember, this is my family from Ohio's last night in town. We gotta do something. So, when my family was up here for the week, they tried several places, including a Mexican place called Casa Mezcal, which translates to tequila house, which translates to mezcal house. If you don't know, mezcal is an alcoholic beverage that's farmed from the agave plant. And tequila is farmed from the blue agave. So all tequila is mezcal, but not all mezcal is tequila. Squares and rectangles, my friends. Squares and rectangles. And I had never been to this place for the first time. And I alluded to something earlier. I did something I never thought I'd ever do, or tried something I never tried. And I will level with you. Whether it's like Mexican food, or a barbecue, or anything like that, I've never really trusted beans. I really haven't. I mean, I've warmed up to baked beans over the last 5-10 years or so. That I have done. But for the most part, I don't really find beans to be all that essential to, any kind of meal. Especially refried beans, which, listen, it doesn't look like it's fried, and it certainly doesn't look like beans, But I actually tried refried beans last night for the first time. And I liked it. See, I actually ordered something called the fajita texicana, which was, they give you a sizzling tray that had peppers and onions, steak, chicken, and shrimp. Because, that's what I ordered for mine. And they also give you a little plate that had a little tortilla bowl, a small tortilla bowl that had the refried beans in it, rice, lettuce, pico de gallo, sour cream, or I think it was sour cream. And they gave me corn tortillas as well, which I don't know. I like corn tortillas, but I haven't had them enough to really say they're superior to flour tortillas. I think I would try flour tortillas next time if just to get a comparison. But they wrap the tortillas up in foil so they stay warm, and it was great. And I actually tried beef consomme, which is the stuff they use for beef birria. And man, that was good too. Here's the thing. I respect and appreciate Mexican food more than I actually like it. To me, I always thought that Mexican food was kind of, overhyped. I mean, granted, I grew up in a household where my mom made, as Lou Berger would put it, white people taco night. And, that really, because, it's my mom's cooking. I can trust my mom's cooking. That's honestly why I've never been a fan of Taco Bell. I'm going to get some hate for this, but let's be real here, folks. Taco Bell sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And you are never going to be able to convince me otherwise. I really would rather starve before I eat Taco Bell. I'm not joking. If I mean, I know that there are some people who do like Taco Bell, and if that's your thing, go for it. You know, you're probably better. You know, you might actually be better off than I am because of it. But I'm not a fan of Taco Bell. But the food I had last night at Casa Mezcal, oh my God, dude. Like, it's not often I go to a place that I want to immediately go back to, but I kind of want to go back. Because everything on that menu looked amazing, dude. My cousin from Ohio got a chili relleno, which is a poblano that's stuffed with cheese and smothered in like black beans. My mom got a really good-looking taco salad with steak on it. My dad got steak fajitas. My other cousin got I forgot what he had. But everything looked good. And they gave you free chips and salsa too. That was awesome. So shout out to the people of Casa Mezcal. The food was wonderful, and hey, you know what? I tried refried beans for the very first time in my life, and you know what? It's not going to be another 36 years until I try them again. I'm a fan. I mean, I guess growing up, refried beans is one of those things where if like you're a little kid, the sound of refried beans doesn't sound that appetizing. I used to have the same problem with the corned beef. You know, that sounds so weird and so wrong, you know? But then you try it, it's actually great. And, you know, refried beans are the same thing. So I actually tried refried beans for the first time in my life, and you know what? I'll have them again soon. Well, soon. I mean, I'm going to have them again. I just don't know when. But I am going to. And I do like them now. So, yeah. I guess. I mean, seriously, growing up, the only beans I would eat were green. So I've come a really long way. Hope you like this video. Let's try YouTube channel on social media. As always, I'm very home in this video for all you guys watching over there. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Remember, you guys want to talk, change, be here to lend. Always back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Oh, slipper was falling off my foot.